Going live. You are live. Hi everyone, my name is Slapničar and I'll be your pilot today. And next to me is Andras Michelin, the CEO of Seascape, who will add some subtitles to the footage from the drone. So welcome to the start of the BENETEAU First SE Challenge 2023.
What a futuristic way to start. Oh, yeah.
Here we go. It's getting crowded slowly, so we'll have to fly a little bit farther away. Hopefully the birds will leave us alone. There's a seagull.
Oh yeah.
Go away.
He's going your way, man.
Just checking us out. So yeah, this is the 9th edition of the Seascape of a challenge.
Of the challenge, yeah, formerly known as Seascape Challenge, today known as BENETEAU First SE Challenge. It's a 9th edition, yeah. So just going to the Jubilee 10 edition next year, and what a great way to start that transition with 51 boats on the start line, plus a thoroughbred mini transat sailed by one of our members of community, Uroš. Did the challenge a few times as well, and the biggest fleet of 18s ever assembled, I think.
Yeah. And this is the world record.
It is a world record of 39 boats, and then additional 6 of 24s and 6 of 27s. So it is a fantastic sight. Especially because this is summer-like conditions without the summer heat, so it's almost ideal. It's we have to say thank you, Jure, once again for organizing it.
We've been lucky the last few years. Every year we had similar conditions to today. So yeah, perfect sailing and flying weather, I guess.
So maybe worth mentioning as well is this year the crews are coming from 17 different countries. Which is another record, and it's a good sign for the future. And another fun fact maybe to throw on the table is that so far the most victories on the challenge are shared between two family teams, Marian and Tamara Gorec, husband and wife, and Jure and Urban Jerman, so father and son.
Father and son, yeah.
So many people claim they have family-friendly racing, but I think this is the best proof.
Yeah. To have them really at the top, and every year almost.
So we are going to the start procedure. We hear in the background.
So this is going to be 5 minutes to start. So this is 5 minutes to start of the first 18 SE class. So 39 boats. The 24s and 27s will have to stay back a little and give room to the smallest of the fleet.
So the 18s are my dearest class here. I mean, to see how many people are willing to go out of their comfort zone and spend a whole day and night and another day on a boat like 18, which has absolutely no excess. It has sails, cockpit, and a bed. So pretty much everything that a sailor needs, but nothing that would clutter your. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you just go out and sail and try to beat the others.
Exactly. Just 3 sails as well, main jib and Jenneker, so no funny stuff.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So that's 4 minutes. What we expect with 18s as every year, even though that's a long race, and it's the saying is that you can lose a race on the start, but you cannot win it. I hope it's not going to be too aggressive at some point.
Yeah. So we are now flying right above the mark. So the black mark you see at the left bottom corner of your screen other side, so straight ahead. The end is the boat where we are standing, is the other end. So the line between us and the mark, the buoy, the black buoy, is the starting line, and all the 18s have to now slowly move behind it. So in the last minute to the start, nobody should be on the windward side of the starting line. So it's quite a sight, yeah. Every year I'm impressed more and more.
So weather-wise, we have a bit of a southerly, which is a leftover from yesterday. We expect it to die. Even if we look out further south, we see this wind only exists in this region of start. So I think the first challenge for all of the crews will happen about 20 minutes, half an hour in the race, when the wind is going to be transitioning from this southerly gradient into some sea breeze. So we're going to see the first reshuffling and a bit of frustration for sure. So it's going to be an interesting start. So not interesting in a way, it's going to be super windy or big waves, but the challenge will come from a mental side more, I think.
Just to all of the people looking at this footage live, you are more than welcome to share comments with us. I would certainly like to check that you hear us loud and clear, so we are not just talking into the void right now. And yeah, drop us a comment, like or subscribe to our channel, because we are going to be following the race all the way to the finish. So there is going to be another live stream later in the afternoon and tomorrow morning as well. So we are now back above the starting boat. You can see the flags flying on the bow, and we are now approaching the final minute before the start.
So basically, at the moment, it looks like the favorite part of the line is not on the boat. It's more like, I would say, in the middle of the course. So I won't expect too big crowds around the starting boat. Definitely, you don't want to be around the mark, around the black buoy, because it's a little bit further away from where the boats want to go. Also, there is a little bit more wind on the right side of the course, so I'd expect the best teams to be crowding a little bit left of the starting line, so like middle of the starting line. What you have to know in sailing, this is the tricky part, where you cannot just like in Formula One stay in the place and then there is a green light and you go. It's you have to position yourself against the best place, but also, because it's only one best place, there is a lot of competition for that real estate. So they're quite conservative. Nobody is too close to the line, I think. I think we should have a good start.
7, 6,
5 seconds to start.
So we have a
1. Clear start.
Very nice start.
And off they go.
Woo!
First 18 SE class, 39 boats on the BENETEAU First SE 23.
So
shall we see?
Fantastic sight. So all of the main favorites are in the front, as I can see. I don't know, we'll see it. On the extreme right side of the field, on the committee boat, was Jan Kobler and his son Alex, who are doing this for probably 4th time. Alex is 12 years old, and they started doing that when he was 7, I think.
Yeah.
Then further down the line with Red Rudders and without a marking on the sail, because the boat is brand new, is the Jure and Urban Jerman, 3 times winners of that race.
Yeah, we can see them on the screen. The first boat right in the middle is Marian Goretz and Tamara Furlan.
So these are the two boats. These are the 2 boats that are sharing 3 victories on the challenge between them. And as I said before, and in fact, this race is gonna establish a new grandmaster of this race, I think.
So the favorites are already in the lead. It's
not surprising.
Yeah.
That said, yes, the left side looks pretty soft. I think we can expect the boats to tack to the right the moment they get a clear path.
It's quite light, but I feel the breeze picking up now. So as soon as they get into the channel between the islands, I think the things are going to get even more interesting.
Yeah, so the great thing of that archipelago where we are starting, so just in front of Jezera on Murter, I mean the name Jezera means the lakes because the place we are at looks like you're on the lake. It's completely enclosed with islands. It has its own sort of weather system many times, like we're experiencing right now. So I'm sure on the outside of Murter is already sea breeze. While in here we're still having this, so the northwesterly, in here we still have southerly, so the boats have to tack their way out of the bay. And we do expect, after a bit set of a little bit stronger wind, just maybe a few hundred meters down the road, it is going to get light and it's going to get very tricky to keep the boat moving.
So how about the route? We made it a little bit tricky this year. Can you describe it a little bit?
Well, the main features of the route are first one is what we call skills challenge. So just like 15 miles south, we are gonna put 2 marks in the water. So the boats will have to do a windward lure, so going upwind and downwind like on a technical race, which is going to be counted as a special prize as well. So we would like to introduce this type of sailing to this more adventure type of racing crowd. Second main feature I would say is that we hope to get the boats to Blitvenica, to this gorgeous lighthouse, around sunset. So when the sea breeze should be well established and should be some really nice sailing around there. Then it will be night on the outside or inside of Kornati National Park Archipelago. There is no moon, so it should be really starry night. So quite light winds and for racing it would be very technical, but just for sightseeing and enjoying the nature it would be absolutely amazing. And then on Saturday, when they're coming back, the sea breeze should pick up quite strongly, so we should have 20 knots of wind in the afternoon. So it will be important for the crews to preserve strength for the last part, because it's going to be quite physical and super fun. So we already see, jumping on the race field, we see that there is a boat which went all the way to the right. I think is that I don't know. Do you see the number? Is that Jan and Alex? I think it's Jan and Alex.
Let's go and check it out.
And they really picked up a nice breeze there. I think the leaders which went left, but maybe a little bit pulled by the fleet there. So at the moment it looks like they might get a nice advantage keeping to the right. Every time there is such a huge split between the boats, it is a high risk, high reward situation. So Jan and Alex going all the way right might gain a lot or lose a lot. So it's a gambling move from. They are staying in Serbia, so maybe they're a little bit more adventurous than some more calculated teams from the north.
But this was also the side and the channel between the islands that brought the victory last year to Marian and Tamara.
True.
That because in the last mile they were like all together and they decided for this risky move.
Yeah,
and it paid off.
After 90 miles, yeah, I mean everything came down to the last mile, and so so absolutely looking. I mean the guys on the right look very strong at the moment. The wind on the left looks to get even weaker. So now pretty much everybody on the left is starting to cross to the right, and it is hard to judge from this perspective.
Yeah, this is Jan and his son.
Okay, so let's see what happens when they come together.
In the second, who ran away on the side. lost him. Anyway.
I think we can do some sort of like a bird eye view on the fleet just to get an idea. Because now from this perspective, the first boats on the left, so I think that's Marian, which is crossing now to the right, might be catching a good lift at the moment. So I think, so the wind is shifting to the right now, which is benefiting the boats on the right. But let's see when they come together what happens.
So here you have the view. So on the right side of the screen is Jan and trying to escape in front of the crowded fleet on the other side, nearer to the island. So yeah, it's a nice split.
It looks like that he's quite far in front at the moment. So
yeah, especially regarding the direction they need to go. So this is down through these islands in front. So.
And as you can see here, the wind is actually, there is not a lot of wind once you exit these islands. So I think it's going to be two jobs for these guys. One is to move south as quickly as possible, but also to position yourself well for the next wind, which is coming probably in an hour. Normally it should come more from the right side. So anyway, at the moment I think I like what the father-son on a green boat are doing.
Yeah.
So also what we have to, so we are focusing maybe on this cruise, but we have to notice that there is a lot of new crews here.
Yeah.
There is quite a few crews that actually are doing this as their first race in their life.
Mm-hmm.
So they never raced, and they more like they're running a marathon. They're never in athletics. In athletics, but
you jog and run for your pleasure, and then one day you decide you should try out yourself. And this is a similar thing here. So yeah, we have 17 different nationalities between all the fleets. We have teams from Turkey, Sweden, Austria, Germany, France, Slovenia, Austria, Croatia, Serbia. Even a sailor from United States came over. We have a Scottish brother team on the 18s.
Absolutely, it's incredible that the event started to get, the gravity that people feel it's worth it to invest all that time to come to Croatia in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and it's a reward. I was quite a bit scared the last weekend when we started with the pre-event program, which includes a little bit of cruising, 2 days of training with coaches like Marian and Luka Bebler and Uroš Kraševac. So, and the weather wasn't this nice, to be honest. And today you couldn't ask for more. Wow. What you heard in the background was the 5-minute signal for the 24th and 27th, plus the Pirate, plus Uroš Kraševac on the Mini 650, who is doing this as his first race of the season.
Uroš is sailing on a Manuart design Mini, so he's on brand. Yeah. So Samuel Manuart is a French designer who designed all of the boats you see racing, 18s, 24s, 27s, and the Mini Transat boat that Uroš is sailing. Yeah. For those not familiar, Mini Transat is a race from France to Caribbean, single-handed, one of the most competitive races in the world. And Uroš is using this race as sort of like a warm-up for the season.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are now returning back to the starting line to see the start of the first 24 SE and first 27 SE plus the Pirate we just mentioned.
So basically the conditions right now should benefit the 24s. 24s are, even though the length is very similar, the two boats are very different in concept. 24 is a very light wind boat. It weighs only 900 kilos, has a lot of sail area, and the 27 is more like an all-weather boat. It's suitable to sail in very strong wind as well. So I would expect that well-sailed 24s might have an upper hand on that first miles after the start. But we'll see. We were many times surprised about how well the 27s are sailed these days. We have some teams who are doing this for 6th, 7th time. Philipp Lenzlinger and Lukas Steuerwald, which are sailing together on the. I think this year they're on
Philipp's
boat.
Yeah.
They're exchanging boats.
Yeah, they're both 27 owners, but prefer to sail together, and they exchanged boats for different races.
So on the first ever challenge, Philipp came with his son, and Lucas came. So these guys are here, the legends of the race. And on 24th, the amazing thing is that out of the boats you see on the start line, a part of Hungarian boats, all of them are here, I think, for the first time. So they're all rookies of the race.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean they're rookies in sailing. As I understand, the Turkish crew is made out of the BENETEAU dealer for Turkey, and one of their best sailors. So that will be interesting to see how quickly do they get a hand of the new boat they're sailing on and the environment they're in.
Yeah. We saw that before. We put Falco and Franz, two Silver Rudder legends and Vegvisir legends, a few years ago on a rented, chartered 24, and they learned it super fast and even chased the 27s that year, which was amazing to see, because I guess if you're a good sailor, you get to know the boat.
Yeah, I think if you're a good sailor, you're a good sailor.
Yeah,
that's it. And so basically the fleets couldn't be more different. The 27s are all
veterans,
veterans of this race, of Silver Rudder. So if we go through the list, I mean, we have Andreas and Shell, which are doing this forever. All of the races in Adriatic. On the pink boat, Emma, then Philipp and Lucas we talked about, Albert from Hungary, and Gyula, they're I think also doing this for 4th, 5th time.
Yeah.
Marlene and Jan Marcus, again they're both having each own 27.
Yeah, that's very similar. Yeah.
And then Milan Tomek sailing with his son, I think, Andre, or is it,
no, he's sailing with his brother.
A brother.
Yeah.
Sorry. And Milan I think he won with Milan Kolacek.
Yeah, he won the challenge.
Which fun fact, Milan Kolacek, who was crew of Milan Tomek, when they won the challenge, is actually the builder of the Mini that Uroš is sailing right on.
Yeah, you can see the Mini here right in front with the big bowsprit. So it looks quite different to the other boats. So yeah.
Maybe a word on a Mini Transat as well. It's a which the boat has to comply with, weighs nothing, has enormous amount of sail area, and millions of ropes you can pull to tweak it, which is almost impossible. All right, so we have a start. Good start. Gremo, Uroš!
He's saying easy does it slowly. We have a long race ahead of us. But yeah, that said, he's still sailing in front.
Well, we have to know Uroš was sailing Glazer, which is a dinghy Olympic class for 18 years. So we could see that on the start.
Yeah.
He absolutely nailed it. He's on the right side of the race course. The right side looks more favorable. The wind is already shifting to the right, as you can see. So he can use a coat sail, which is a flat sail you can run from the pole, and he's getting the advantage of being at the right place, knowing his boat, and it's not really the boat speed right now; it's just the skill of the sailor.
Yeah,
as you can see, the 24s, 27s are much more relaxed. And also, what we see is that the wind on the right side of the field is further from the right, it's blowing further from the right side. So you're benefiting from the direction and from strength. So you really don't want to be where Emma is, which is completely on the left, the pink boat, and we see it in. And so I think everybody on the right is benefiting massively right now.
Yeah, Uroš is just blasting away.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he's the only solo sailor in this race. Everybody is double-handed, but since he's he prefers to be alone anyway, so
Yeah, it's better for him to go away very quickly.
yeah, just to get out of the crowd.
So now we see we can see who is the most active. So we see Milan and Andrei Tomek on no time to lose.
Yeah.
Already hoisting a coat sail as well.
Yeah.
The problem is if we look further down on the 18th, we see the wind further down south is still from the nose. They're going zigzag left and right. And the sail that Uroš put on will not, as we can see already, he has to start to go left a lot. So it's not going to take him very far away. I would expect he's going to be dropping this sail quick in the next minute or two. And we also see an interesting situation where you have one guy being proactive, putting a new sail up, which brought him into the front. And then the guys who are in the back, like Milan, popping him, but just out of rhythm.
Yeah.
And I think that's the trick of sailing. I mean, that's always like to say, for me, sailing or racing is most similar to dancing. You have to figure out what the rhythm is and stay in it. Because if you're just trying to follow what others are doing, you're not going to be half a step behind.
Yeah, it's a delay.
And it's going to be terrible.
Yeah. Now Uroš is already bearing away quite heavily.
He is, and I think that's a mistake now, of course, because he should, I think, be staying on the jeep and keeping up further to the right.
Like the rest of the fleet.
Yeah, I don't think left is a place I would like to be. And as we can see, Ema is really stuck under the islands. We had to know that Andreas, he's a corporate lawyer. He has a pink boat and Hawaii shirts because he says that most of his working life is very gray, and when he's on the boat he wants to have colors, which I appreciate, I love. But that said, in the last years, because he's sailing a lot, he became, with this relaxed look, he became a very fast sailor. So don't be fooled by that.
Exactly.
So.
What are your favorites in the 27 fleet?
So in the 27, I would expect Milan. Well, it's very hard to say.
Yeah.
Well,
I also agree.
Jan Markus already won silver, rather, or yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Then Milan won
challenge, third on silver rudder.
Exactly, and he's consistently in top 3 in every race he does. So Philip and Lucas, they can easily pull ahead. I mean, they're doing it forever, and they're getting really fast. So I would expect it would be between these 3, but that's so Milan, Jan Markus and Marlene, and Philip and Lucas. But that said, as I said, Andreas, Rui, and Albert are perfectly capable to pull a rabbit out of the hat. And especially in some of the transitions, if they would be gambling a bit and maybe try a different option, they might easily end up being ahead. So I think 27 is very hard to say. And I think even more so in the 24s.
Yeah, that's completely wild card.
We don't know these people, that's the funny. We know them, we don't know we don't have a track record.
Yeah.
So for sure, Pal, knows the boat. He's been here and he's consistently fast.
Yeah.
He didn't win yet, but he was never, far from the front. We know that we heard that the Turkish team has a really, really good sailor on board. Good sailors. The Dutch, Germans, and Italians, I don't know that well. So
the Dutch switched from the short keel to the long keel because they tried the Wegversier. Okay, so we are coming to the battery low situation, so we are slowly going to end this transmission. But what I wanted to say, they came from like cruiser sailors sailing on the shallow lakes and the sea in Netherlands to Wegversier in Denmark, and figured out that they need a long keel and switched it and came here and said, said that they want to enjoy this more.
So anyway, we are leaving you with boats getting, I think, a bit compressed before, as we can see, before the new wind comes, which is, I think, or starting to, the sea breeze might really just fill in. And my bet would be on the right side of the fleet. I don't see from this where we are what's happening on the 18s, but I'll be surprised if the cobblers are not still in the front or very, very far ahead.
So for all of you following this race, now you can switch to the tracker. If you go to the seascape-edition.com webpage, you will right away see the post with all the links, how to follow the race on the GPS tracking system. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening to us, and see you in the evening when we report back.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Proszę. Okay, you're offline. Svaka čast.
Drugič moramo še koliko Ališič, kakšne une, veš, sočne.
Ne, ne Ališič, stare.
Stare?
Stare mora imeti pa gaz, da ima.
Ja. Aj ti tako ne verjameš, da ti ga en ujame?
Praviš ne. Sploh od teh perfect conditions, zakaj bi nekoga izpostavljal.
Sam res, tiskaj, koga pa pizda iz une loputke.
Ja, ne, tiste vlade vance. Tam pač imokam, ja, impressive as fuck, kak je letela, ampak on tip, sicer so jadra sposli, ampak ko se premikaš vse skupaj.
Ja.
In pol tek je bil.
Ja.
Ne razumem.
Neko palčko 3D sprintonoma.
Ja, vse to imam jaz tudi, samo vse. Hand-eye coordination, pa obe roki in vsaka na svoje. Sam fucked up. Tole je delalo veliko bolje, kot si pričakoval.
A ja? The best. Ja, next day.
70